Welcome to the first episode of In Bed with Asherah, Women's Sexuality in Light of the Patriarchy. Take a breath in and a breath out. As women, our sexual energy is our erotic, creative life force, and it can be translated into actual sex with ourselves or with a partner, but it can also be translated into art, into creativity, into song, into dance, into having a beautiful home, into loving our children. It's our sacred, sensual, feminine essence, and we are the keepers and tenders and bearers of that flame, and we get to choose how we express it and who we share it with. That is the truth, and that is the core, and that is the flame I wish to hold for you, sister. There's two being with men around this divine feminine yoni pussy power, and one of them you and I know. One of them is the perpetrator, the rapist, the pedophile. We know that that's quote unquote bad, to stay away from that, to say no. The second insidious stereotype, the second insidious less than healthy masculine energy, and I ran into this tonight with a friend, and I said, I'm going to get kind of sexy on my website. I'm going to have a hot, sexy photo shoot and be sensual in my branding, which is geared towards women. And he was like, just be careful, sweetie. You don't want to get the wrong kind of attention. And I felt like shit. That other kind of energy might be well-intentioned, and it views the feminine like we're little girls in pink pinafores that need daddy to protect us. And it is in danger of not recognizing our womanhood and our sensuality and our eroticism and our power. So obviously the perpetrator masculine energy is messed up, broken, whatever. And the overprotective masculine energy also splits the feminine, and instead of making her the whore, he makes her like the Virgin Mary or the child or some other weird split, divided, yucky kind of weird thing. So as women, it is our job to hold the center of our own integration, that our power is in our hearts, yes, and in our bellies and in our solar plexus, but it's also in our pussies, in our yonis, in our cunts, in our vaginas, and that to fully run our power, we need to feel with our heart and to trust our belly and to fucking get in touch with our crotch and to run our power and our ecstasy and our eroticism from all of those energy centers. We know how to say no to the perpetrator, or a lot of us do. But what do we say when we encounter this like well-intentioned quote-unquote protector who's like, but honey, that's too much, you might get the wrong intention? Now, it's one thing to get that response if you're a 12-year-old or a 2-year-old. I'm not talking about children, or if you're in a severe state of trauma. But if you're in a whole powerful spot in yourself as a woman, what do we do with that? I'm working on that. This video is a response to that. I think one of the things that we do is we begin to say to that person, that guy who might be our best friend, who's like a protector, who's well-intentioned, say, sweetie, I get you might be coming from a good place here. And when you do that, you know, it's kind of like projecting a little girl onto me, and I'm not a little girl. I am a woman, and I will be a woman, and I will stand in my erotic energy, and I will stand in my pussy power, and I will stand in my sensuality. And then take a couple of breaths, see if he responds, and give him a day or two to think about it. Thank you for being with me. Welcome to In Bed with Asherah, Women's Sexuality in Light of the Patriarchy, realizing that the perpetrator is one masculine wound and that the overprotector is another, and that we might pray together to bring the masculine back to center and back to balance so he can know his own divine wholeness, even as we and women continue to journey towards our wholeness. So lots of prayers for everybody, prayers that the split in the masculine be healed so he could be in center and balance and right alignment, and prayers for us as women that we could be center, balance, and right alignment. And yes, that is absolutely being in our power, being in our pussies and in our hearts together. No exceptions. Thank you so much for In Bed with Asherah, Women's Sexuality in Light of Patriarchy. Have a great night, and namaste.